Shalom, shalom. Before I begin, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Peace and blessings to all you brethren, pushing this word in all sincerity and truth. To the 144,000, the house of David, shalom. It's the brother Dama Agabar here from GMS Los Angeles with another lesson. Lord willing to edify and give you warning from the Heavenly Father through his son, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. All right. And this is from an article from Zero Hedge titled, America, Meet Your New Dictator in Chief, the President's Secret Unchecked Powers. All right. And as we entering into these globalists trying to institute this new world order, this is how, they're going to ultimately come down with their great wrath, as is prophesied in Revelations, the 12th chapter and the 12th verse. All right. And, with all the things that are happening, with the manufactured famine, the intentional imploding of the financial systems, the collapsing of the dollar, they're doing all of these, passing all these gun laws and gun legislations to ultimately strip and take away any American citizen that has AR-15s, AK-47s, handguns, which is already, trying to get passed over there in Canada. Everything that is happening in these last days is ultimately these elites, they're going to make it to where they can justify themselves and totally enacting these presidential secret and unchecked powers, which is basically going to give them the right to suspend the Constitution, take away your First Amendment, your Second Amendment rights, and ultimately, be justified in coming down with great wrath and stripping you people of your ability to protect yourself against a tyrannical government. All right. And these legislations are already prescribed. They're already pre-written, because these devils knew that this was part of the agenda from the jump. So that's why they have these laws already prescribed and already on the books, so that they can, make it seem as if these powers are in place just in case these things happen, or if there's civil unrest, or if there's a pandemic, or, any national security, which they're going to ultimately, do themselves and make it seem like it's some type of coincidence, like these things are just happening. The people are crazy. The people are uprising. So, in order for your safety and the safety of the sheeple, they're going to have the right to enact these powers, which will give the president total unchecked powers. And he can basically do away with the undesirables, those that resist, those that have a mind, those that know how to think for themselves, those that are prepping, those that are preparing themselves for, the day that this happens, that they'll be justified in rounding you up and, and doing whatever the hell they want to do with you, lock you away indefinitely, even have the ability to sit you in front of a firing squad or hang you by the neck until you be dead if they deem you an enemy of the state. And these powers give the president the authority to do so. All right. Which is why, you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans need to get right with Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, because he is ultimately your protection from this tyrannical, ungodly, wicked agenda. Salaki.
What? Okay, I'm doing my video.
All right, Salaki about that. So let me get some of this article. I'm going to hop around a bit. It's pretty lengthy, but I don't want to read all of it. I want to just hit the points and get these precepts and give you a warning. All right. It says life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness has given way to permanent crisis management, to policing policing the planet and fighting preventative wars of ideological containment, usually on terrain chosen by and favorable to our enemies. Limited government and constitutional accountability has been shouldered aside by the kind of imperial presidency our constitutional system was explicitly designed to present. All right. And that's exactly why these executive orders are in place, so that they could execute that, It says, as the New York Times report, newly disclosed documents have shed a crack of light on secret executive branch plans for apocalyptic scenarios, like the aftermath of a nuclear attack, when the president may activate wartime powers for national security emergencies. The problem, of course, is that we have become a nation in permanent state of emergency. It says, power hungry and lawless, the government has weaponized one national crisis after another in order to expand its power and justify all manner of government tyranny in the so-called name of national security. You see, and that's what these elites are intentionally doing. You know, that's why you see the C-19er, you see the monkeypox, you see, you know, all these different, you know, these different mass shootings, you know, and you have to have it in your mind that a lot of these things are being orchestrated. And on top of that, you have them intentionally imploding the financial systems. You know, these CEOs of all these major financial institutions are telling you to prepare for a hurricane of economic downfalls. You know, you see the food shortages. You see what's going on over there in Russia with the grain shortages, and all of it is being orchestrated by these devils, man. It's called order out of chaos. All right. And they have all these laws in place so that when these things, you know, mysteriously happen, they are already in a position to take complete control. It says the seeds of this present madness were sown almost 2 decades ago when George W. Bush stealthily issued 2 presidential directives that granted the president the power to unilaterally declare a national emergency. You see, and that's the thing. They can do anything and deem it a national emergency, you know, and that's part of their plans. It says, which is loosely defined as any incident, regardless of location, that results in extraordinary levels of mass casualties, damage, or disruptive, severely affecting the U.S. population, infrastructure, environment, economy, or government functions. You see, so they can easily say that climate control is a national emergency, and they need to enact some of these things. You know. Once the economy implodes, hey, that's a national emergency. So they can bring in these laws, which is going to totally give them ultimate power, man. Or they can, you know, have a pocket nuke go off in some random location. And there you go. Boom. They can enact these powers and let the president be a so-called dictator, which, as we know, you know, he's going to be working on the behalf of the elites. All right. We all know that the presidents are just puppets, you see. It says, compromising the country's continuity of government plan, these directives, National Security President Directive 51 and Homeland Security Presidential Directive 20, provide a skeletal outline of the actions that the president will take in the event of a national emergency. So when you have the time, you should look those up. President Directive 51 and Homeland Security Presidential Directive 20. It says just what sort of actions the president will take once he declares a national emergency can barely be discerned from the bare bone directives. However, one thing is clear: in the event of a national emergency, the continuity of government directives gives unchecked executive, legislative, and judicial power to the president. You see? It says the country will then be subjected to martial law by default, and the Constitution and the Bill of Rights would be suspended. You see? Essentially, and that's part of the plans of the elites, all right? They want to get rid of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, you know, because they understand that I guess is what you would call checks and balances. It basically gives, you know, the government, you know, and the president a limited amount of control. But through these, you know, unconstitutional and these directives, it gives them the power over the Constitution. It gives them the power to have absolute and complete control, man. And you don't have no rights. They won't have no habeas corpus. You won't have no right to due process. You're going to be guilty, you know, just guilty. All right. You're not going to have the opportunity to defend yourself in court or to say, I didn't do this. You know, it says essentially the president will become a dictator for life. It has happened already, as we witnessed in recent years, that national emergency can take any form, can be manipulated for any purpose, and can be used to justify any end goal, all on the say of the president. See? So when that day comes and he tells you, look, Revelations 13 and 16, you all have to take this implantable device in you in order to, you know, to be accounted for and to be, you know, rightfully a citizen of, you know, these new United States. And guess what? You're not going to have any say so, man. Either you're going to do it or they'll be able to put your head in a guillotine or stand you in front of a firing squad or hang you by the neck until you be dead, man. You see, and this is why we need Yahweh. This is why Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is going to come back and deliver his elect from this shit, man. That's why you need to be right. You know, you tribes with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai and getting yourself in order and repenting and praying that you're part of the elect to be delivered from these days, man. Because this devil is coming down with this. He's not, you know, he's not bluffing. He's going to use this to his advantage and to have complete and total control. It says the emergency power that we know about which presidents might claim during such state of emergency are vast, ranging from imposing martial law and suspending habeas corpus to shutting down all forms of communications, including implementing an internet kill switch and restricting travel. And this is why you're going to have a civil war in this country, which a lot of these, red-blooded Americans already know is going to happen. They're already seeing down the road that where this is where things headed. It's just you Negroes, you Latinos who are ignorant to this, man. You have it in your mind that things are always going to be the way that they are, and that and that Esau is your friend, and that this government is here for you. When really, it's further from the truth, man. You see? And we've been out here giving you warning and telling you that these days were fastly approaching. But now we see that everything is moving in place to where this devil is about to use these things to his advantage. It says the emergency powers that we know about. I read that. It says, yet, according to documents recently obtained by the Brennan Carter, there may be many more secret powers that presidents may institute in times of so-called crisis without oversight from Congress, the courts, and the public, because these elites already have their cronies in positions of power in Congress, in the courts, and in the public. They're already brought and paid for, man. That dude Klaus Schwab just said that recently at one of those World Economic Forums, that we have almost all the pieces in place. So all these people that's in positions of power, they're already brought and paid for by these globalists, man. Thinking that they're always going to be in the clear, not knowing that they're going to double cross their stupid asses too. You're being used just like you're just being used. You're just pawns in their grand scheme of what they're trying to accomplish. And once they're done with you, they're going to wipe their ass with you and sit you in front of the firing squad. It says it doesn't even matter what the nature of the crisis might be: civil unrest, the national emergencies, unforeseen economic collapse, loss of functioning political elite. See, and they're going to orchestrate these things to happen, man. So that's how they, they've already they have already laid the groundwork for this, man. That's why you see they're doing a lot of things so that they can get the reaction from you people, and wait until they pass a law to start taking these people guns away. That's when you're going to see political and legal disorder happen, man. All these things are all being orchestrated to happen so that you people can react and you people can go buck wild and go crazy so that they can be justified, man. It says purposeful domestic resistance or insurgency. You see the scripture speak about that. Isaiah, the 19th chapter. You go to 2nd Ezra, it speaks about the insurrection. The people with power standing in their own hands. They're not going to regard their kings or princes. And these devils are, going to do particular things to make you people react in that way. You see? It says pervasive public health emergencies and catastrophic natural and human disasters, as long as it allows the government to justify all manner of government tyranny in the name of so-called national security, you see? And they already have these laws written on the books for you people, man. All right, let's get this. You see? And we're in these times, man. This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed. What is that? Everything that I'm reading about with those presidential powers, man. With those directives. Those are all unrighteous decrees, things that they have already prescribed, in case particular unknown events might happen, which they know they're going to happen because they're going to make them happen, man. You see? And what are all these unrighteous decrees are doing? All these laws that they're writing to give the president power over the Constitution, over the Bill of Rights. It's an unrighteous decree. It's a wicked and ungodly law, which, that's why at the end of the day, the Lord is going to judge and destroy this devil, man. He's not going to get away with this shit, but the Lord is going to allow it to happen up until a certain extent so that his will can be done and that judgment can fall down upon the wicked. And that's why it says, woe unto them. Woe means destruction, man. This devil is not going to get away with this, man. But we letting you know that the Lord is going to allow this evil to happen. He's going to allow these elites to implement a lot of these things. A lot of people are going to be judged through these unrighteous decrees and unjustly incarcerated, hung by the neck, put in front of a firing squad, detained indefinitely, separated from their family. They're going to, confiscate your property, your houses, even you. They have laws inside of those directives to where they could put you to forced labor, man, anywhere and wherever they might need you to be, man. See, it says to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. And that's what these laws are all put in place, is to give them ultimate and absolute power, and to take away a righteous judgment away from you, man, and to take away your God-given right, and these devils know that, man, and they don't give a damn. They're doing it anyway. They already have it written. They already have it on the books, and they're just waiting on the right crisis to implement these things, man. It says, and what will ye do in the day of visitation, and in the desolation which shall come from afar? To whom will ye flee for help, and where will you leave your glory? You see, it says, without me they shall bow down under the prisoners, and they shall fall under the slain. For all this his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. See, like I said, so the Lord's going to allow a lot of our people to be affected and to be put to death and to be judged by this shit, man. But the ultimate end game is that the Lord is going to rise up and send, send judgment upon this damn devil, man. You know what? Let me see something real fast. Let's get this in a different translation. Oh, Salakia. It says, let me see. No, it's not what I want. Here we go. Damn, Salakia. That's all it's going to give me? What the hell? They don't give me the the NIV? It says, the CSB, woe to those enacting crooked statutes and writing oppressive laws, you see? And that's all that this shit is oppressive laws, man. Wicked laws, man. You see? And this is how these devils are going to obtain absolute power and authority over you people. And they're going to send in the troops. They're going to send in these foreign troops, man. They're going to grab up the undesirables. Those that are on the red list, those that are on the blue list, those that are on the execute list. You see? Let me see. It says, there's more. Right? Yeah, so see, it doesn't matter the nature of the crisis. So let me jump down to the point I wanted to get. Here we go. It says, indeed, the Trump administration even asked Congress to allow it to suspend parts of the Constitution whenever it deemed it necessary during the C-19er crisis and other emergencies. The Department of Justice, and they're doing the same thing now by trying to give the WHO total authority over national emergencies, man. And once that happens, and these things start to happen, they're going to give FEMA power, man, over these 10 FEMA regions. They already have all these laws, but they have all these different entities to be put in power to be over particular things, man. You see, and it's going to be all hell breaking loose out here, man. And they're ultimately going to bring a lot of you people into your knees, until you willingly or forcibly take their charagma, man, the MOTB. It says the Department of Justice went so far as to quietly trot out and test a long laundry list of terrifying powers that override the Constitution. We're talking about lockdown powers at both the federal and state level. Here, now listen closely, though, because this is what it's going to be about. All right, it's going to be completely tyrannical, and it's going to be he's going to do it with great wrath. He's not going to play nice, once he has this ultimate power and the Constitution is suspended. All right. Those of you that can't fight back and that he has his hands on you, man, these are the type of things that he's going to do. It says the ability to suspend the Constitution, indefinitely detain American citizens, bypass the courts, quarantine whole communities or segments of the population, override the First Amendment by outlawing religious gatherings and assemblies of more than a few people. Remember, like I said, like I read in Isaiah 10, they're going to take away the right of my people. They're going to totally outlaw your God-given rights, man. All right. You're all going to be found guilty, man. And they're going to label everybody with a broad brush, man. All right. If you don't want to do a particular thing, guess what? Oh, you're guilty, man. If you don't want to worship the government and do what they say, you want to say, I believe in God. Guess what? You're going to be found guilty, man. And some of it's going to be guilty on the penalty of death. All right. It says override the First Amendment by outlawing religious gatherings and assemblies of more than a few people, shut down entire industries and manipulate the economy, muzzle dissidents. Yeah, how you think they're going to muzzle dissidents? It's not going to be by threatening you. It's going to be by death, most likely. It says muzzle dissidents, stop and seize any plane, train, or automobile to stymie the spread of contagious disease. So scriptures tell you that, you're going to try to go into the next city, but you won't be able to because it's going to be locked down and shut down. And they show you this in all these different movies, like the movie Contagion. So just imagine your all those movies rolled into one. Contagion, when it's martial law, economic collapse, chaos, no law and order. All these things are going to be happening all at once, and it's going to give them the complete control to deal with you American people however they seem fit. They're going to run into houses, man. They're going to rape women. They're going to forcibly take away your guns. If you have you're a food prepper and you got all this food stored up in your house, they're going to have the ability to gather up and take all your food and all your water and you, man. Or just take all your food and water and just leave you in an empty house, man. And then send in the troops or whatever the case might be, It says reshape financial markets. And we see they're doing that with a new digital system. Create a digital currency and thus further restrict the use of cash. Determine who should live or die. You see, it tells you that in Revelations 13 and 16, man. That they might cause, those that don't worship the beast should be killed or separated from the society, man. You see, and they have all these laws and power, man. So everything that the scriptures have prophesied is true. And this devil, and it's further being proven, man. And this article further shows that. It says there are powers the police state would desperately like to make permanent. In such a climate, the American president becomes dictator with permanent powers, imperial, unaccountable, and unconstitutional. Bear in mind that the powers the government officially asks Congress to recognize and authorize barely scratch the surface of far-reaching powers the government has already unilaterally claimed for itself. Where's the other part I wanted? Let me see. Here we go. It says all of the imperial powers amassed by Barack Obama and George W. Bush, listen closely again, to kill American citizens without due process, to detain suspects indefinitely, to strip Americans of their citizenship rights, to carry out mass surveillance on Americans without parole, probable cause, to suspend laws during wartime, to disregard laws with which he might disagree, to conduct secret wars and convene secret courts, to sanction torture, to sidestep the legislature and courts with executive orders and signing statements, to direct the military to operate beyond the reach of law, to operate a shadow government, and to act as a dictator and tyrant above the law and beyond any real accountability, were inherited by Donald Trump and passed along to Joe Biden, man. You see? And that's where things are headed, man. So this precious America that is about to change for the worse, man. You see? And it's all being done through these unrighteous decrees, man, which is why, as we've been telling you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, look, we need a miracle. We need Yahweh Shai to come because we're basically defenseless against this. Now, you might say, nigga, I got guns, I got a chopper. But guess what? Esau going to let you niggas go out here and bang, bang, shoot up each other until you run out of bullets, man. And then once you run out of bullets and your ammo's getting low, then this devil's going to roll on you niggas, man. And guess what? He's going to roll on you with all of these unrighteous decrees, these executive orders, these memorandums, and all of this shit to come down and to lay you niggas flat with the earth, man. And that's why we've been telling you that, hey, our only way out and our only way through this is through Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. You see? So we need a miracle, man. We need divine intervention in these days that are coming to pass, man. And that's why we got to make sure that we're doing all and be able to stand, man. Because some of us might get grabbed up. Some of us might get locked up. Some of us might be found guilty and deemed enemies of the state and totally, sanctioned to be tortured or deemed enemies of the states and, might be put up in a situation to where they're going to tell us, look, we'll forgive all of this if you just take the MOTB. Just bow down and worship up and take this mark and we'll find you clear of all your crimes against the state, crimes against the globalists, all of your prophesying and your preaching and your disobedience against the government. Just take this charagma and we'll forgive all and we'll throw you back into society, man. See? And that's part of the hour of temptation that's about to come. And it's going to be issued through all of these things. It says, these presidential powers acquired through the use of executive orders, decrees, memorandums, proclamations, national security directives, and legislating signing statements, which are all part of those unrighteous decrees, man. And that's why the Lord said, woe unto him, man. And he's not going to get away with this shit, man. All right. The Lord's going to lift up that standard against him on the behalf of the elect, man. It says, in which can be activated by any sitting president, enabled, passed, president and future presidents to operate above the law and beyond the reach of the Constitution. So let's say if shit gets real bad and Joe Biden has a heart attack, they can bring in Barack Obama clock back into president, and he can sign these things and he can get busy on you people, man. You see? It said, these are the powers that continue to be passed along to each successive heir to the Oval Office. The Constitution be damned. All right. And this is what you call a stealthy, creeping, silent, slow motion coup d'etat. You see, and that's why we tell you that, Psalm 64, the secret counsel of the wicked, man. That the Lord hide us. King David said, he made that psalm, that the Lord hide us from the secret counsel of the wicked, man, who sharpen and whet their tongue to shoot their words, even bitter words and arrows, man. Which are these executive orders, decrees, memorandums, proclamations, national security directives, and legislating signing statements, man. You see? And this is where things are headed. All right. So it's a lot more in this article. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but, I mainly got to the point of what I wanted to get to. But let me get one more precept, and then I'm going to close this out. What happened? All right, this is Psalms 94:1. It says, O Lord God, to whom vengeance belongeth, O God, to whom vengeance belongeth, show thyself, you see? And this is what we're praying for, that the Lord do these things during that time, that our prayers are heard, and that when this devil rises up, that the Lord is with us, man, because he is our only way out. He's our only protection and guide through these dark and evil times, man. And this, when this devil show his horns, it says, lift up thyself, thou judge of the earth, render a reward to the proud. All right. And that's what the Lord is ultimately going to do. And that's where our faith is in, that the Lord rises up to the prey, that the Lord sends Yahushua to come to deliver us and to fight against this. And, with Yahushua and the holy angels, man, to have divine intervention, to be activated with spiritual power, because that's our only defense, man. We can't trust in weapons. We can't trust in guns. You can't trust in prepping, because this devil is going to come and have the ability to take all those things away from you. The only thing that he can't take away from you is if Yahushua is with you, man. Point blank, period. It says, Lord, how long shall the wicked triumph? How long shall they utter and speak hard things, and all the workers of iniquity boast themselves? You see, and that's why these devils are coming out so boldly with, the World Economic Forum and all these other different things that you see happening, man. Because they're boasting themselves. They're walking in pride. They feel like they finally have everybody where they want them, and they ultimately feel like the Most High is not going to do anything about it. That He's not going to intervene. That Yahushua is is rolling with them. It says, they break in pieces thy people, O Lord, and afflict thine heritage. They slay the widow and the stranger and murder the fatherless. Yet they say, the Lord shall not see, neither shall the God of Jacob regard it. You see, and that's the mind frame of these damn devils, man. They really believe that the Lord is not going to see, that the Lord don't hear, that the Lord's not watching them, man. They really think through their technology and through their wisdom that they found a way to Euro step around the Most High, and they're going to, fulfill this enterprise, man, and bring in this new world order and digitally enslave all of humanity, man, and transfer their consciousness, and live forever, man, and colonize the moon and rule this earth forever outside of the influence or the power of the Heavenly Father, man. It says, understand ye brutish among the people, and ye fools, when will ye be wise? He that planteth of ear, shall he not hear? See, so the Lord hears everything that this devil is saying, man. You had that guy, Noah Yovari, talking about the Most High is fake news. We don't need a God anymore. Basically, we are God, man. The Lord hears all of it, man. The Lord see what they're doing with this CERN technology, how they're trying to, outdo the Most High in His creation, which is completely futile and stupid. But hey, that's the pride the Lord has on this devil, man. And the Lord sees him, and in due time, the Lord's going to roll up. The Lord going to pull up on this damn devil, man. It says, he that formed the eye, shall he not see? He that chasteneth the heathen, shall not he correct? He that teacheth man knowledge, shall he not know? The Lord knoweth the thoughts of men, that they are vanity. You see, so everything that He's doing is all vanity, man. But, the Lord's going to have these things to happen to test His elect and to judge, 2/3 of our people, and to judge these ungodly heathen that are on the earth, because a lot of them are with this, and a lot of them are against the Most High. So it's going to allow a lot of them, to get what they got coming, man. It says, blessed is the man. Let me see. I want to jump down and get to another point. Okay, this is I'll just keep reading. Blessed is the man whom thou chasteneth, O Lord, and teacheth him out of thy law. Thou that thou mightest give him rest from the days of adversity until the pit be digged for the wicked, you see? And that's all that Esau's doing with all of this shit that he's doing. He's digging his own pit, man. And eventually he's going to fall in that hole, man. All right? And we're going to be delivered, Lord willing, we're the elect, and we're going to rule over this devil, and we're going to, man, it's going to be on and popping, man. He's going to get his just desserts, man. It says, for the Lord will not cast off his people, neither will he forsake his inheritance, but judgment shall return unto righteousness, and all the upright in heart shall flow unto it, which is the elect. It says, who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? Unless the Lord had been my help, my soul had almost dwelt in silence, you see? And we understand that the Lord is our help, man, not in anything else, you know, not in your prepping, not in your guns, not in your carnal communities, nothing that you have of the carnal sense is going to help you in that day, man. Only help from on high, divine intervention, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, the holy host of angels, spiritual power, divine intervention, you know? That's what's going to help us in that day. That's what's going to guide us through these dark and turbulent waters that are about to hit this earth, man. It says, unless the Lord had been my help, my soul had almost dwelt in silence. When I said, my foot slippeth, thy mercy, O Lord, held me up. You see? It says, in the multitude of my thoughts within me, thy comforts delight my soul. You see, because we understand that, you know, that the Lord has given us wisdom of these things that's coming, but he's also given us comfort and to know that, look, as long as we abide in him, as long as we trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and we're part of the elect, look, we're not going to slip, we're not going to fall, but we're going to be helped and delivered. It says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? See, that's what this devil is doing. He's framing mad mischief by a law, man. You know? It says they gathered themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemned the innocent blood. Right, because they're going to find, especially the men of the Lord, they're going to find us guilty on our charges of treason and guilty against this new world order. You know, they're going to label us haters and evil and wicked because we trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, because we believe in the way of the highest. That's going to be worthy unto death and treasonous in those days, man. You see, and they're trying to condemn us, but guess what? In the sight of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, the elect, we're righteous, we're innocent, and we're going to be found innocent, right? And the Most High is the ultimate judge, and guess what? We're going to be delivered, man. While Esau is going to be found guilty on all charges of his corruption, his lies, his BS, his new world order, everything that he's doing, he's going to be found guilty of in the sight of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, because everything that he does violates the laws and righteousness of the Most High. And that's why nuclear missiles is going to be his payment. It says, but the Lord is my defense, and my power is the rock of my refuge, and he shall bring upon them their own iniquity, and shall cut them off in their own wickedness. Yea, the Lord our God shall cut them off, man. See, so this devil is going to be cut all the way off, man. You see, this shit, you know, what he's trying to do is not going to come to pass, man. Like I said, now the Lord's going to allow him to do particular things and to try to get this thing off the ground. But the ultimate judgment is going to rest, you know, upon him, and fire is going to be upon his glory, man. And this devil is going to be destroyed. He is going into captivity, and everything that he's doing is all vanity and vain, and it will be met with fire and judgment when the Lord sends Yahweh Shai to judge and to make war. So, hey, with that, Lord willing, you were edified. Call hello, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, for putting the spirit on me and do this lesson. Lord willing, you were edified and warned. To the next one, Shalom.